Good evening to all our viewers across Sri Lanka and around the world. Thank you for being here with us tonight. I'm Mahesh Johnny. Our First at 9 coverage begins tonight with the visit of the special UN envoy to Sri Lanka. The United Nations Special Rapporteur on the Promotion of Truth, Justice, Reparation and Guarantees of Non-Recurrence, Pablo de Greiff, held his end-of-mission media briefing today. During his visit from the 10th to the 23rd of October, the UN human rights expert met with the President, Prime Minister, number of ministers and other high-level government and military officials. His visit to the country was aimed at reviewing the progress made thus far to identify obstacles and bottlenecks in the implementation of the transitional justice and reforms process and to discuss opportunities with the government and the Sri Lankan society to overcome these issues. The Special Rapporteur will represent a comprehensive report containing his findings and recommendations to the Human Rights Council in September 2018.
Addressing the media briefing today, Special Rapporteur Pablo de Greiff expressed concern on the use of the phrase "war heroes will never be brought to trial."
In this respect, I note with concern the use of rhetoric about war heroes never being brought to trial. This seems to me to misrepresent the target of transitional justice accountability measures by suggesting that it is a generally anti-security agenda and also by forgetting that no one who has committed violations of human rights or the laws of war deserves to be called a hero. Sifting precisely between the legitimate and lawful use of force and the contrary, under conditions in which all relevant due process guarantees are meticulously adhered to, and in which not only the rights of victims, but also the rights of suspects and of the accused are protected, is one of the points of transitional justice accountability. I will add that the promise mentioned above regarding war heroes is a legally unenforceable political statement and therefore cannot offer any real legal certainty. In order to make it effective, that promise would ultimately require a violation of the principle of the separation of powers and the independence of the judiciary, amongst others. Moreover, needless to say, it offers absolutely no warranty internationally.
Meanwhile, the UN rapporteur emphasized that Sri Lanka now has unprecedented levels of international support because of country's willingness to interact with other nations openly. He commented on several developments made during the last 2 years. Pablo de Greiff first made positive remarks on government's crucial contribution to the transitional justice debates, such as establishment of Secretary for Coordinating Reconciliation Mechanisms. Special Rapporteur further went on to say that the establishment and work of the Consultation Task Force on Reconciliation Mechanisms is also an important development. He also observed that conversations about transitional justice have extended so as to include most stakeholders, including youth groups, academics, the media, Sri Lankan expats and the armed forces. Here, the rapporteur further expressed views on the establishment of the Office of Missing Persons.
The progress achieved in the creation, after a long delay, of the Office of Missing Persons, the OMP. While the process was protracted and involved insufficient communication with the public, the law has been enacted. It will be crucial for the Constitutional Council to select people that will bolster the credibility of the OMP by their moral standing and probity in the eyes of all communities, their expertise, their independence, and also the ability to collaborate and work expeditiously.
The government and the foreign ministry has, even before your visit, indicated in formal terms that they will not go by recommendations or they are not obliged to carry forward recommendations that you might have.
It is absolutely correct to say that the recommendations of special procedures are not legally binding. There is no contract, there is no agreement between member states and the instruments of the special procedures that makes those recommendations legally binding.